Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome everyone back to Answers for Elders Radio Network with Reverend Dr. Kathianne Lewis from the Center for Spiritual Living in Seattle, Washington. And Reverend Kathianne and I have been talking about spiritual wellness. It's about being aware, embracing the spiritual part of, not the part of you, but that you are an extension of that which is of the, your creator, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And Reverend Kathianne and I have been talking about different aspects. And so I am very interested. We talked a little bit about adversity before in the beginning segment. What happens when we have those regrets and maybe we don't forgive ourselves? We have some issues of, I blame myself, I feel guilty, all of those things. Do you find that is part of spiritual side?
Oh, yes. It's spiritual, it's psychological, it's emotional, it's a big bugaboo. There was a survey out that was taken with people that were at the very end of their life. I mean, they knew they were in hospice and they knew that their life was ending. They did not regret things that they did as much as they regretted not getting over it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I held this against myself too long. I should have made amends sooner. Because we are good people.
Yep.
And because we're so good, we often hold such high standards for ourselves that we can't even fulfill them. Right. I mean, I wish I wasn't critical, and I am. And, yeah. And I wish I was more patient, and sometimes I'm not. And I wish that I always saw the good in people, and sometimes I can see them and go, I don't think that's a good thing, and it doesn't, the more we grow, sometimes we hold even higher and higher and higher standards for ourselves, which are impossible to fulfill. So to get off our case earlier, we'll have less baggage.
Right.
So that we can enjoy, the last quarter or third of our life, or last half of our life, whatever, just decide, you got to decide how long you want to stay around here. But to be bogged down with self-judgment is really hard on the soul.
Well, and I find that a lot with family caregivers. You probably counsel them a lot. They're taking care of a senior loved one. They've got maybe some baggage with that parent. They snap, because they're stressed out, they're working a job and they're trying to do everything. And then they feel guilty. And so then they they constantly put themselves last, because they feel like they have to sacrifice so much because there's this guilt trip going on within themselves. So you've seen, I'm sure, a lot of that when you're counseling a family caregiver or a spouse of someone that's caring for a loved one.
Yes. So I have two things to say about that. First of all, I think everything that we want to know can be found in the Bible. No matter what your belief system is, no matter how you approach it. I have, at our center, we have some Islamic people, we have Muslims, we have atheists and agnostics, and they still find good wisdom in the Bible. So there was a time when Jesus was on the cross, and he represents the Christ, that which is pure. And the thief on one side of him says, I don't even deserve to be here. You don't deserve to be here, and I don't deserve to be close to you. And I'm a real sinner. And Jesus said, this day you shall be with me in paradise, which means that when we turn to the God within, we're instantly forgiven by God itself. We don't need somebody else to tell us we're forgiven. God forgives. So be gracious and receive it.
Yes.
Be gracious and receive the gift of forgiveness, because that's the message of Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
And just accept it. It's like it's given, it's given, it's given. The next thing is, and this helps us through these times, that let's say we have a personality quirk that we really get ourselves in a corner about, like,
Yeah.
I'm so, I'm so impatient, I'm so cranky. So the way this comes from the Christian mystic Joel Goldsmith, and I really love this. He says, God as me is. So if I was a caregiver, I might say, God as me is patient.
Mm-hmm.
So we let God do the heavy lifting. We give our impatience over to God, and we let God be patient through us. And we'll find that things change. Mm-hmm. God as me remembers things. Whatever God as me is friendly. God, I don't know what, because some of us think that we're cranky.
Yes.
God as me has turned out to be kind of sweet at times.
Yes.
God as me has strength.
Yes.
God as me is my strength.
Yes. Yes.
And so for those people that believe that God is their salvation, well, then let it save you from the day-to-day trials and tribulations that we all face. Not some later day thingy, which it probably will, but to have a better life today.
Yes.
So the first one is, God forgives me. If we turn to God, God forgives us. That's just it.
And Kathianne, before we sign off, we got about 30 seconds left. I want to make sure that people know how to reach you. And I think you have a special offer for everyone.
Yes, I will show up on your phone every night at 8:00. And then if you're not ready to take this call, just put it into your voicemail. It's thoughts to sleep on, because what we sleep on creates our dream time. What our dream time creates our consciousness. Our consciousness creates our daily experience. So what you sleep on is incredibly important. Let me be the last thing you hear and not the news.
Fabulous. And how do we reach you? What's your website?
Okay, just go info@spiritualliving.org. Give your name and your phone number. We will never send out an advertisement of anything. It's purely just me showing up on your phone.
Fabulous. Kathianne, thank you so much. It's been such an honor to have you with us this hour.
Oh, thank you. It was great. Blessings to everybody.
Time to get back to Suzanne and more Answers for Elders.
And I would like to thank our guest, Reverend Dr. Kathianne Lewis from the Center for Spiritual Living in Seattle, Washington. Their website is www.spiritualliving.org. And also, if you're interested in having a wonderful, creative, wonderful life, please subscribe by emailing info@spiritualliving.org. We hope you're enjoying the Vitality Revolution, the program that we have going forward. And until next week, be good to each other. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.